All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. So excited to have Susan Lynn here with us tonight, as I'm sure you all are. How are you doing, Susan?
I'm doing great, Kevin. I mean, I think we're all fatigued by this trial that's been going
Yeah,
on and the never ending political circus that seems to be also going on. But
right.
we've got some time off, right? Like we can go into Memorial Day and we can honor the people that we need to honor instead of
Yeah,
this orange buffoon person. So, yeah, I'm doing good. It's all
yeah,
good. Why not?
absolutely. Spending some time with family, getting off watching the news all day, and then we'll go back to the grind next week, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm
because
sure
next
there'll be a
week is
lot.
gonna be showtime.
Yeah, this whole summer.
This whole summer,
This
we
whole
said it,
summer.
but I mean, next week is gonna be interesting. So, we're here to take your questions live, you guys. We'll probably
Yeah.
be here about an hour. So hit us with your questions in the meantime. Uh, I don't even want to jump into it too soon because then people ask the same questions in like
Mhm.
15 minutes, right? Like, they all the hot button questions, they'll come back and ask again. It's good to see everybody. Thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you for your support. I'll just say that right now my channel is sitting at 49,966. So if we could get 30 subscribers, I could hit 50,000 while I'm here with
We,
Kevin. That'd be pretty exciting.
we
So if
got to
you're
hit it.
watching this on Kevin's channel and you're not subscribed, do me a favor. Go on over to Susan Lynn, Medium, Psychic Medium on YouTube, and hit the subscribe button. You can unsubscribe tomorrow. Just, just get me over the
I don't know
50.
why you would want to, though. Yeah, please go. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could get you to 50K while we're live?
It would be really
That would
cool.
be
It would be,
phenomenal.
a good energy thing that could be happening, right?
Mm,
Um, So yeah, let's get started though if you want. You
yeah.
see anything
Well,
you want to talk about?
I see people talking about Nikki Haley, saying that she'll vote for
Mhm.
Trump. A lot of people want us to read on what's going on in Ohio with them trying to keep him off the ballot, which isn't new. It's been going on for the last few months. So those are what I'm seeing a lot of questions on. But we can, if either one of those you want to read on, Susan, and then we can kind of
Yeah, I think
go
we
from there.
both probably Kevin and I tend to we don't always agree, but we agree a lot of times. I don't think this is a problem. The Ohio thing, like I know they're trying to make it a problem. I get it. But I just don't see it being a problem.
Hmm.
When push comes to shove, meaning when this gets down to the wire, those Republicans are going to know that the Jasmine Crockett's out there will do the same thing to them. You know what I mean? Like Democrats are not pushovers anymore,
Hmm.
and they're going to think twice before they pull these kind of shenanigans. But even if they do, there's ways around this. Okay, this actually happens every time you have a vote. But what happens is the Republican or the Democratic convention will, move their dates around. Everybody accommodates everybody. I mean, it's civility,
They,
right?
they've
But
allowed
civility is
in the
wrong.
past um, for Republicans to file an extension to this rule in Ohio that says that you have to have, I think, you have to have some like a nominee like 30 days prior to an election. They've waived it before, but you know, you have a bunch of MAGAs in our house, our state house, because Ohio's so heavily gerrymandered. So so yeah, any kind of scheme. Yet they were all throwing a fit a few months ago when Colorado was going to keep Trump off the ballot, right?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
I just see the guides are telling me there's going to be a remedy. When they say remedy, it's sort of like a court's going to overrule this or somebody's going to step in that has a higher authority and they're going to
Yeah.
say, no, this isn't going to happen. It's just, I just don't see it happening, guys. And I would say it's not healthy for us to be freaking out about every little thing. If you're looking
Mhm.
for something to freak out about, then yeah, there's a lot to freak out about. But and honestly, Kevin and I are pretty straight shooters. If we're worried about something, we're going to tell you. We're
Yeah.
going to get on here and say we're worried, and we're just not at all worried about this. Is
I
that
see
is
him
that
on the
how you
ballot.
feel as well?
I see him on the ballot. I almost feel
Yeah.
like they maybe have to. have like an emergency case with like the Ohio Supreme Court.
Right. Exactly.
But I don't see them being able to block it. I'm not worried about
Exactly.
it at all.
Yeah. Not worried about it.
Not
So,
in the
what do you
least.
think about the Nikki Haley all of a sudden switching or not switching her allegiance? I mean, she just basically was not putting her votes behind anybody. She wasn't putting her power behind anybody, and now apparently she's stepped in for Donald Trump. What do you feel about that?
I don't know why anybody's surprised. I've never been
Doesn't
a
help
big
him.
Nikki Haley fan, right? Um, well, and I don't think she's necessarily endorsed him. She just said that she'll be voting for him in the fall. I really don't see it making that big of a difference, to be honest with you. I
No.
don't. And I've always said, we both have said it, I believe, that I still feel like that good 20%, 25% of the Republican Party, that they will not vote for Trump. A lot of them aren't going to go and switching for Biden, but they'll probably either not vote or they'll write in somebody like Nikki Haley. And I don't see that really changing too much, even with her voting for Trump. They're not going to vote for Trump. That's how I intuit it anyway.
Yeah.
What are you picking up with that?
Yeah, that's what I think too. And I've said on a video, I have a friend whose parents deep red Texas
Mm.
and die hard Trump people. And when she just visited them 2 weeks ago, they said, "I'm not voting for that crook." And she said, "Who are you
Oh,
talking about, Daddy?" And he said, "That crook, that man." And she's like, "Who?" Because usually that's how he would talk about Biden.
mhm.
And he said Trump. And she said, "Wow. Well, you're going to vote for Biden?" He said, "No, he's just going to stay home," which is what the guides always said, which is what you're saying too. Like, they're just not
Yeah.
going to vote. They're just going to sit this one out. They're going to do a protest vote by not voting. So I feel like we're in, dare I say it, this is what's coming out of my mouth, right? I mean,
Mm.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. We're in
Well,
really good shape right now. I feel like we're
mhm.
in really, really good shape. And you know what? They coined a new term today for me, my guides. They called it the estrogen wave.
Yeah, I like
Estrogen
that.
wave. I think you're going to see that in the media because now they're trying to make pistrone. They're trying to make that pill, like a class drug that would be like on
Yeah.
the lines of heroin. I mean, in some ways, I want them to just run with this rope until they go off,
Well,
the
they
cliff,
are.
right?
I heard in Texas now that they're talking about, I don't think they've put any legislation in, but they're talking about charging women who have abortions with homicide.
Yeah,
And you're already hearing, them Trump kind of alluding to he'll allow the states to make decisions on birth control. So it's like really extreme and out there stuff. And it's not going to sit well with most voters.
it just isn't. And it's going to cause people who right now might not be paying attention, who might be
Mhm.
hearing things but not believe it. They would never do that kind of thing. Well, when it happens, that they're going to be in the streets, they're going to be at the polls. It's I
Mhm.
see lines for days. I see record number of voters. So,
Yeah.
and that is for Democrats, that is for Biden. So I think we're going to be in really good shape.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, 25% of the Republican parties, most of them aren't voting for Trump. You have some people in the Democratic Party too that are upset with Biden. I think it's probably closer to like maybe 10%. You have like a 15% difference. So, I
Positive
mean,
to the Democrats.
yeah, because you have people that aren't voting. And, Nikki Haley had a lot of independent supporters too. So a lot of them, may call themselves independents. They usually swing one way or the other. But the ones that are really don't like either of the candidates, they're just not going to vote. So
Right.
I don't see it. And I agree. Youth, young women especially, and women coming out to in droves for this election. Yeah.
And I think do you still see us getting the House? I still see us winning the House. I see us having the Senate. The question is
Mhm.
how many extra votes do we have, right? Like I know we have a majority. I don't
Mhm.
know that I see us getting to a super majority, but I don't know the way Republicans are going. They're going to hand us a super majority, truly.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's a total blowout. I'll be honest with you. Although I think definitely overperform in um, typical election. I mean, presidential elections are always like 1 or 2 points, right? Um, but I feel Democrats doing good and being even competitive. I mean, the Senate is not a good Senate map for Democrats. So
It's
they
not a good
really have
Senate
to
map.
overperform to and do well in red states, flip a couple red states in order to keep control. I just feel so much progressive like um,
Yeah.
bills and guardrails for our democracy and a lot of really positive things coming in the next year or two. So that wouldn't be the case if Republicans did well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm pretty positive, and I'm really positive about the outcome of this trial. I feel like he's going to get a lot of convictions. I don't know if he's going to get all 30 whatever, 3 4 convictions, but I think he's going to get a lot, maybe
Yeah.
over 18. And I feel like that is justice, right? I mean, we did hold a past president accountable in a court of law for criminal crimes. And if he gets convicted, he got convicted. Now, the thing is, what do you see as far as him being like, let's say he gets convicted of 18 of the 30 or whatever it is. Do you see him? I think the judge has the options to put him in jail, prison, until his appeal, literally. Or do you see him released on his own recognizance? Do you see him released on his own recognizance at Mar-a-Lago?
I don't see him in jail. I think they'll let him stay out. I think that, well, and I think he deserves jail, obviously, if you followed me for a while. Um, but I don't know if they want to go that far for the Republican nominee to lock him up and make it, and piss off all the Republicans. I know it's not justice; it's not fair. If it was any of us, we'd be sitting in jail while we wait for appeal. But I think that's just the reality of it, unfortunately.
I do feel like they're going to give him an ankle monitor.
Okay.
I do feel like what they've shown me, and I could be wrong, right? But what they've shown me, because really these people have made Judge Merchan so mad. Like
Yeah.
they have not been professional. He doesn't owe them anything. And I think if he could prove to the higher courts, which is what's always happening, he's always trying to prove to the higher courts that he's being more than fair so that this doesn't get overturned on appeal. That's why he's giving Trump so many extra chances. He's trying to prove to the higher court, hey, I was more than fair. You can't overturn this, right? So even though I feel like, he doesn't want to give the higher court, like you said, they don't want to put him in prison. I feel like he's well within his rights, and I think he will give Trump an ankle bracelet. And I think that what will happen now, that's going to be like a whole different part 3 movie, because imagine Trump with an ankle bracelet. Now, what my understanding is that you have to call your parole officer. He's going to have a parole officer.
Well,
and you have to say, I have a rally on this day at this time. And they say, you are approved to go to the rally and to come back. I mean, they're serious about it. Now, all the time prisoners disappear on parole, literally all the time. So, I'm sure that he will flaunt this, right? And he'll give our justice system another opportunity to say, wow, is this man really above the law? You know what I mean? But maybe they won't they're screwed either way. Because if they don't give him an ankle monitor, then he's above the law. If they give him an ankle monitor and he's doesn't care, thumbs his nose up on it, he's above the law. So it's kind of a bad.
Yeah, it's like a lose-lose, right?
Like
at least there's some kind of accountability there, I guess, with an ankle bracelet. I hope you're right on that, Susan.
I think his passport's already gone.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel him being able to flee. I know others have seen that, but I just feel like he's being watched too closely for that. And I agree, Susan. It does feel like, I don't know. I think they took his passports. I don't know if they gave them back to him or not, but
not now.
Yeah,
not
right.
Now. He's getting ready to be convicted felon. Yeah, I think they took his passports when he was indicted. When he was indicted, they were saying, "Oh no, you're going to have to stay in the United States." I do think he wants to flee. I mean, the energy is there. He wants to flee. He's the kind of guy that always has multiple contingency plans. He doesn't just have one plan.
Yeah.
But I just don't know that he can pull that off. But he
I
wants
feel
to.
like
I just don't know that
I
he
feel
will.
like the health takes him out beforehand, honestly.
Well, we've
We got
been saying that, and he's been holding up. I don't know, man. I would like to think that. I mean, he can't be healthy. I mean, he just can't be.
Yeah, I don't know when. Timing's always the hard part, right? Figuring out when something's gonna happen,
Timing is the hard part.
but I feel like this summer, or maybe it's
July,
right after the convention, because I've always felt him picking a VP.
really?
Yeah,
Now they picked the VP like before the convention, right?
I think he's gonna pick him. I think it's a him in the
Uh-huh.
next couple of weeks.
Okay. So let me drop this bombshell on you guys. So when I had Lorraine Gibbs, who's an astrologer, on my channel
Mm.
this week, and she said she thought that the convention that they were gonna not pick Donald Trump. And that
Oh.
rang all my bells. Like I was like, that felt like 100% truth. It felt like that's the reason why he tried to get Barron to be a delegate, while he's trying to get all his family members to be delegates, because he's afraid that they're going to not vote for him. Now, different states have different laws, but the majority of the states don't hold their delegates. You know, they
Mhm.
can do that, right? Number one. So then I was like, okay, Lorraine got that. I felt like that was true. And then it turns out Marianne, revealing light, before we said it, and I didn't watch that show of hers, she got the same thing. So that's three of us got that there might be a coup against Trump at the delegate. What do you
Interesting.
feel like?
I don't know about it too, but like I said, we both have talked about it. Like come voting time, he's either not on the ballot or he's not around. Why do
But
you
they
feel like?
could do it in July. I mean, they could take it. They
Yeah.
could literally stage sort of a coup.
Well,
It would be karmic
and
justice.
we both feel the MAGAs being really pissed off. So I
Yeah.
mean, if they took him off the ballot, or yeah, they wouldn't vote at all. Interesting. I think a lot of them actually would be so mad that they'd vote for Biden just to screw over the Republican Party.
I swear that could be true. That I didn't even think of that, but you're right. The delegates, oh my God, talk about history in the
Why do
books.
you think that they'll oust him? Because he's a convicted criminal.
Because they took their money. He took their money. That's
Yeah,
why. I
me
don't think
too.
they even care if he's a convicted criminal. These people are trying to run campaigns with no money.
Interesting.
And they're used to having money. I mean, I don't
Yeah, they're
know
not
if you
happy.
guys have been in politics, but I'm telling you, I've been in the Democratic headquarters and all these little towns, and literally I'm taking printer paper from home and donating it. You know what I mean? And the Republicans, you walk in their headquarters and they've got scones and coffee and a big, huge printer. And I'm like, golly, how do they afford all this? Right. So for
Mm,
them to have no money, it really hurts. Like this is something they're not used to. They're not used to bootstrapping anything. The Democrats are used to bootstrapping everything. So I think this is really hurting them. And I think they're really understanding, and look, as the clock ticks towards this
yeah,
conviction, once that conviction comes down, I feel like you're going to see a lot of people change their tune.
interesting. Well, I would love to see that. We've seen all of these Republicans start to kiss the ring, though.
I
I
know, but
mean, a lot of the
I
ones that.
think he's requiring them to, because it's just like Putin. He's saying
Mm,
you either get in here and kiss the ring or else, right? Like this
yeah,
is a test. So yeah, Nikki Haley goes in and kisses the ring. Do we really think do you
right.
really think that even McConnell or Lindsey Graham, if Trump were to drop, tomorrow and cross over to the great arches in the sky, do you really think those people would spend any time, trashing him on CNN?
Right.
they they don't. There's no loyalty there whatsoever. So I think once he loses his power, they'll turn around on him.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. And I felt like I did feel some Republicans having enough of all this MAGA and Trump and standing up against him. But I'm just saying that I think as of right now, the vast majority, even those that aren't big Donald Trump fans, are kissing the ring. You even have Mitt Romney saying that
God,
Biden should pardon Trump. I mean, it's crazy.
it is crazy. It is crazy. Like
I don't get it. The only one that had balls was Liz Cheney, and she left, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, but
And I
she
know how you
voted
get
with
triggered
him. I
when we
mean,
talk
she
about her.
believes. What's that?
So I know that you get triggered when we talk
Yeah,
about this.
I'm gonna get triggered. She voted, like 90+% with Trump. So
Mhm.
she's not that different from him, but I guess that was one line she like Pence, right? Like he got right up to that line. He was
Mm.
pro-Trump right up to that line. And to me, the line is insurrection. The line is I don't want to be Eastman. I don't want to
Yeah,
be Rudy Giuliani. I don't want to be Trump, right? Like the line is the law. That's what kept these people from crossing the line, in my opinion.
yeah. Well, if we're not feeling Trump um, being the nominee, then who do they pick?
Well, we've talked about this for months. Months. Kevin and I have been talking about this for months, you guys. We've been seeing this very scenario for at least 5 months, I swear.
Yeah, a while.
So what we've seen is chaos. We've seen there isn't anybody on the ballot because I think Trump is going to be on the ballot, but I don't know why, except for that I know that he's not there. He's offline. He's
Oh yeah,
either, but he can run from prison. He can run from being a convicted felon. That's another one of those things with our Constitution we might
you can
need to
run from
take
a
a look
hospital
at.
bed.
So, that's not going to stop him. But what we've seen is that he's not either he doesn't have the support, he's been sandbagged at the delegate, at the convention,
Mm.
and he didn't have enough. You know what I mean? Like they really could not take his knees out from under him at the convention. That would be one way to do it. So if that happens, I mean, what we've seen, I think what you've seen, what I've seen for sure is write in. At that point, it's a free for all. People are going to write in who they write in, and no one's going to get Nikki with 2Ks. You know what I mean?
Right?
Nobody. I've been a judge in a write-in election, and it has to be spelled exactly right,
Or they throw it out, right?
or they throw it out. No, I threw out all
Mm.
kind of ballots because this person had a weird name. It was like McLaughlin, but it was spelled a little different, right? And
Mm.
McLaughlin's kind of a weird name to spell anyway. Is this? I think they were even throwing out whether it was capitalized C or a little c, like
Oh,
M,
really? That
little
doesn't
c,
surprise
capital M, right? So
me.
this is not going to bode well for them, you guys. But I really feel like daggers out, knives out is what I heard last week against Trump. Yes, they're pledging their fealty to him, but I don't think they mean it.
Yeah. Well, I've said it all along since the last election. Well, I've been saying it for years. The Republican Party is going to implode. It's literally going to like a civil war in the party, and we've kind of seen a lot of the chaos. But I mean, just buckle up because it feels like this summer, September, it's crazy. Do you feel? Well, I kind of feel like next time they try to oust Mike Johnson as Speaker, I don't think Democrats are going to be there to save him after he went to New York.
No. No, the Democrats and Jeffries are very strategic, right? They
Mhm.
saved him because we needed those bills to pass, and they did that, and we did that, and we got something out of it. We literally got something for that. Um, we both have always seen Jeffries as the speaker before the election. It's
Yeah,
just a matter of when. You guys, it's free will. We can't I can't exactly tell you exactly what these people are going to do, but we
we.
can say what the energy is.
Mhm. Well, and we follow the energy, and we see Jeffries as speaker. I'm feeling like the energy is
Independently of
more
each other.
likely than not that it's before the election, and I've said
Yeah.
that since McCarthy was speaker. I was like, I don't think he's going to be in there that long. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, you're right. It's a free will, and with all the chaos that we're kind of trying to read through, it really clouds up the energy. Right? It doesn't make it the easiest to see
It's
everything. It's not set in stone quite, I think.
No, and Trump is desperate. So he's going to do things that he wouldn't normally do because when I go
Mhm.
into his energy, he's freaking out. Like, you guys, this is like panic attack, freak out. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, like cornered. And when someone is cornered and they're freaked out and they're just desperate, they're going to do things that maybe it's not even in their best interest. Also, I want to see what you think about this.
Yeah.
Lorraine was also telling me, or no, this is another astrologer, Karen, who I'm going to be doing her video tomorrow, but we recorded it. So
Yeah.
this Saturday, all the planets are going to kind of, I mean, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm going to say this in my own layman's
Just
terms.
here. Okay.
The planets are going to kind of touch, engage, or like if you touch an electric fence, you know, they're going to light up again where they were over the eclipse, except for that it's this Mars thing, and Mars is over guns. Mars is over anger, passion.
War.
So, and this Trump has a really bad placement with Mars. So on Saturday, he could do something. And the energy is Saturday, okay? But the repercussions could go on. So he could do something on Saturday that could explode in his face next week or the week after. But watch out for this weekend.
Do you feel like it has something to do with this New York case? Maybe he starts out, during a rally, like making really violent threats or something.
Because
he's already talking crazy. He's saying that Biden sent in the FBI to shoot him during the documents.
That's right.
I mean, it's just getting it's crazy.
It's getting out of control, and we don't have a record. There's no laws. I mean, what are the laws? We have to have laws, and we don't have them. So Trump knows where, one of the things that Barr did. Barr is a brilliant strategist. He's a brilliant constitutional lawyer. He knows where the loopholes are. He knows where the gray areas are. They hire these young legal minds to do nothing but pore over the Constitution and find gray areas that they can exacerbate. So here we are. They're exacerbating all of these things in our Constitution that we didn't know weren't laws. We just assumed they were because people have pretty much acted with decorum, really. And now we're not. So, yeah, I think he could do that. I think he could. But it also, the planets involved are female, Venus and the moon. So he could be saying something about Jill Biden, or he could be saying something, or a woman could come in, even Ivanka or even Melania. I mean, anything is possible. The energy just suggests explosive energy this weekend, especially Saturday. Did I just hit 50? Let me see.
I was going to say, I was just going to make an announcement.
I was at 985. I'm at 987. I just need 11 of you guys to subscribe to my channel, and I'll be at 50. That'd be really cool. So I'd appreciate it.
We want to hit 50K while we're live. We got to do it. If I have to go on YouTube and create a couple extra profiles just to get you there, we'll do it.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, don't do that. Oh my God. Yeah. So if you guys are subscribed to my channel and you're on Kevin's channel, please check out my channel and help me get to 50. That'd be pretty awesome to do on my good friend Kevin's live stream. It'd be really, really awesome.
I was texting you the other day. I was like, "Oh, you're about to hit 50. Like, you're doing really good."
I know. It's awesome.
I looked before I saw you backstage, and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't show you the amount, but it was saying like less than 100."
I see the amount. Yeah. And you guys have been doing it. You guys have been doing it because I think I was 30. I think I was 30 away. So now I'm down to 11. So you guys are doing the work. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's exciting. It's really exciting for me. I really appreciate it. Something good out of this whole mess, this whole political mess that we're in, right?
Celebrate, right? Oh, I just looked at my phone. It says you're at 50K.
Well, that's nice of it. It's not exactly. Let's see. I'm going to refresh it. I am at 50K. Woohoo! That's awesome. And 5 extra subscribers. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. That's so exciting. Thank you. Wow. Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, so you deserve it, Susan.
Thanks, Kevin.
I appreciate all of it.
That's awesome. Kevin's viewers like, I feel like I was on a marathon and I was about to tank out, and Kevin's viewers like pick me up. Like, you see those people on the marathon, you're going to run this marathon. They're dragging me and my feet are behind me. You know what I mean? They're like, we're going to drag Susan over the finish line. Thank you guys. That's awesome.
No,
That's really
you
cool.
deserve
Thank
it,
you.
Susan.
Now we got to work on Kevin. Now,
Yeah,
all my people,
I'm a
please
little
support
farther
Kevin.
away. I'm a little
I
farther
know.
away, but we'll get
Mine
there.
happened really quickly. Yours can happen really quickly.
All
Let's
right.
look, guys, everybody in this community, honestly, everybody in this community is working hard. This is a lot of effort. So please go subscribe. Even if you don't watch their channel, it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt anything to just give them a subscription, right? It really doesn't hurt anything at all. It's free. So really appreciate this community. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Kevin. Thank
Of
you. Thank
course.
you. Someday I'm going to meet you in person. I'll take you out to dinner.
Okay. I look forward to that, Susan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anything else that you want to read on, or do you want to get? I have a couple questions
Let's
started. I
do
haven't
some
been keeping up
questions.
with the
Sure.
chat. Giselle wants to know what does Todd Blanche, Trump's attorney, really think of him? I
Sometimes
think
I
he's an
see
idiot.
him and his face, you guys, his face. I'm like, Todd, blink twice if you need help. You know what I mean? Like, what is wrong with that guy? And he was a Democrat before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a Democrat, and he's very well respected, regardless of what his party affiliation was. Even Taco Pina said to the judge, "Look, judge, you see what I'm working with here." And left, and Taco Pina left, and Todd Blanche has hung in there. So, you know what? I don't feel, when you look at his face, it's like he's girding his loins. It's like one time Trump said something and I saw his eyes kind of open like this. And that was the last time he had any expression. He sort of looks like he should be in the Marines, like just like this, mask. So he's clearly, does he really believe in Trump's?
I don't think so. I think
I don't
deep
think
down
so
he
either.
thinks he's an idiot.
So
I
why?
think Trump had some words with him that weren't very nice, and he kind of shut down after that. Maybe that's why
That's
you're
what I'm
seeing
saying.
him
Like,
today.
after his eyes got big, and then after that, he was like, but I mean, why then? If he doesn't like Trump, I mean, you could say that representing an ex-president, this is a historic thing. And if you could get this president off, like, I would think of somebody like Racehorse Jones or Racehorse, like, we have these famous trial lawyers, you know what I mean, that are really very flashy. And you think of that, right? Like, I'm going to make my whole career on this, except for they had no case. They literally had no case. Todd Blanche, and I watched it, Todd Blanche did nothing but obfuscate for days. And I realized he was just trying to delay the trial because they didn't want it to go get sewn up before Memorial Day. Because, if you look at Trump, everything is a delay, and an hour delay is better than no delay. A day, a week, a year. I mean, he'll take a day. He doesn't care, because I've said this so many times. The guides have said this so many times. If you have a day delay, anything can happen. Somebody can get hit by a bus, somebody could get a payment in the mail. Somebody could get a dead horse head in the mail. Anything could happen, right? You're still in play. And they just, so I don't think he's not trying to hang his legal prowess on this, because he has shot his career in the foot.
I think he slowly realized that, right? Before, I honestly, if they weren't so far along, when Blanche kind of checked out,
that's true. That's a good point.
I think he would have left. I think Trump chewed him out because he wants somebody that's going to go in there and be a fighter for him, and cause the scene. He likes the chaos, and Blanche isn't going to do that. But I also think I don't think that the defense wanted that witness to go on there. I don't remember his name. Costello. They did not want him on there, and Trump insisted on it. And it's like, you're an idiot. Like,
yes.
don't follow your legal counsel's advice.
You know what?
He's
I
just
think
hard to
you're
read
onto
over it.
something. I think you put the puzzle piece in the right place because when Blanche finally realized, oh, this I'm not going to be able to strong arm this,
Mhm.
client. I'm not going to be able to really handle this client. I thought I could handle him. I can't. See, at some point, if the attorney goes to the judge and says, I need off of this case, the judge can say no.
Yeah.
The judge can say, no, you signed up for this. You're going to do the best you can do. Right.
Mm.
And so you're right. I think at some point Blanche said, oh, snap, what have I done? And it was too late because he couldn't get out of it. So
Mm.
he had to just ride this ride to the bottom
Yeah.
because he has to ride this ride to the bottom. Now that Bove guy,
Oh,
Bove, he looks like Stephen Miller, or he looks suspect.
okay.
That guy's whack.
I don't know who that is off the top of my head.
So
There's
they have
too many
three
people to keep
attorneys. They
track
have
of.
Blanche, and they have a bald guy, and then they have the
And then they have
woman.
the female, right? Okay.
The woman is the one who crossed Stormy.
Yeah, and
And
I don't feel like they enjoyed her questioning for Stormy too. I think they thought she was too aggressive.
no, she was too aggressive. She had treated her like a rape victim, like she attacked her and told like a hoe, like no, this whole thing is history. And I see the jury. Do you see the jury like coming together for a quick verdict?
I was picking up it might take a couple days. I was feeling like maybe around 2 days.
2-3 days.
I just threw some cards on it. I think this week and last week, and I felt like a female um, jurist that may cause some
I
problems.
got that
But I see
same
it coming
thing.
coming together at the end. But
I got that same thing. Yep. So I think 2 days max. I think they just can't do it in a day. It seems like by the second day by 4, like by just after lunch.
okay, I I read on it on Monday. I felt like it was going to be very early in June, like it could be June 1st. Um, I was reading with Lori. She said she thinks it's going to happen next week, so we'll see. It's going to be like in the next week or
Oh,
two.
really? I think it's going to be next week. I mean, so they come back on Tuesday. They're even
Hmm.
talking about staying late or something. Like anyway, I there even actually is a rumor that they might try to work Wednesday, which they don't normally work Wednesday, because I think this judge wants this
He's
done.
had
Like
enough,
he wants these people out of his court, right?
right? He's had enough.
He's had enough. I mean, my God, when he closed the court down, when he threw everybody out, um, because Costello was staring him down and back talking him.
Hmm.
So apparently the media said, no, we're not leaving. It's our First Amendment right. You
Yeah,
can't clear this court. And he did. He said, yes, you will leave.
right. I almost wonder though, and as we're kind of talking, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a hit. And maybe it has to do with this Saturday that you're talking about. You were feeling a female. I wonder if he threatens that this female jurist, or I feel
Exactly.
is there something that maybe delays it a couple more days,
Exactly.
and maybe they don't do
Exactly.
the closing statements on Tuesday. Maybe it's pushed to Wednesday. It feels like there's
Exactly.
something. There's still a delay tactic there. I think.
Because I kept asking my spirit guides, like, what's the big deal about Memorial Day? Like, why? But they got a whole week delay. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, it's not in session Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then not in session Monday. So they got like a lot of days. And what I just got just now with you and I pinging off of each other is because I got the same thing with the woman. The woman was threatened. I got that same thing. I said it in a
Hmm.
video. And what I think is they were close to doxing her, which means IDing her, and they just needed a few more days to dox her. So they got their days. So Blanche is in there just trying to obfuscate and delay
Hmm.
for them to get
I
this
feel like there's still
information.
another delay there.
I'm sorry.
Another short delay. I said I feel like I know that they're supposed to do their closing statements on Tuesday. I feel like there might be something that
Could be Wednesday, huh?
yeah,
Well, that would
something.
put us into June, which is what you would that put it that doesn't put us into June, but it put us closer to June.
Or, yeah,
Actually, I mean, it could be. It could be. It could be. Oh
there's still
God.
something coming that is going to be annoying, I think.
But see, I see him getting caught. Like I think I
I always
saw.
felt like the judge and him kind of getting into it. So maybe this is it. I mean, he's already kind of given him a really firm warning a few times, but it
I'm
felt like
telling you,
a
this
little bit
judge
more.
is at his wit's end. I'm telling you, even though we don't see him in jail, this is the free will thing we keep talking about, right?
Mm,
If everybody did things the way we normally do things, this is the normal outcome. But because Trump is pushing him so much, I have seen Trump in the ante room outside of the court by
yeah.
himself, like in timeout. So that is still a possibility.
Or maybe he does something threatening at a rally or, kind of eludes something and he gets put in a room. He's not allowed being, well, I guess he'd be separated from the jury anyway, but maybe he's not allowed being there for closing statements then.
Exactly.
Maybe he's trying to
And I think it's
intimidate
going to be
something.
this
There's
weekend.
something there.
Yeah, there's something there and it's building. It's actually that we're not even near Friday yet. I feel like by Friday, we're going to feel this energy building and building and building. He's desperate. And he's the kind of desperate where to him, creating another crime doesn't matter at this point, right? Like, I don't know. It's bizarre, but that's what I get.
Well, and he would go crazy if they actually put him in jail. But he wants to push that envelope because he would love the photo optics. So he can be this victim to his base. They're coming after me. Look, they locked me up. He would love the optics, although he would go batshit crazy. Can you
We would go crazy.
imagine him being confined in a cell?
He wouldn't last.
I'd pay to be a fly on that wall.
And do you think that if he is somehow constrained, restrained, whatever that is, do you really feel like his constituents are going to rally? Because I think they're done. I don't think they're going to rally around him. I think he thinks this is going to be a cash cow. I don't think it's going to be. I think
No,
they're done. I really do.
there's.
Maybe
I
not
think there's
all of
still
them.
like a small amount that will
A
always be
small
there,
amount
but
that are
it's not the same as what it was in the past.
it's nowhere near the same number
People are
of
just
people.
tired of it, I think.
And they're tired of buying all his stuff. It's like,
Mhm.
you're just constantly being grifted from, you know what I mean? Used.
Yeah, I agree. But
So this is, go ahead.
go I was just gonna say it's like some people in his base, he's like a has-been. They'll vote for him over Biden, but they're not excited about it anymore.
And if they're not excited and it's raining that day, they're probably not going to go out and vote.
Yeah,
You know what I
very
mean?
true.
They're
Mhm.
just not going to be motivated voters, I don't think.
Yeah. What were you gonna
Well, Paisley was asking what will happen with Tucker Carlson's show being shown on Russian state television. Now, that what's happened in what I understand is that Russian state television is running Tucker Carlson's reruns or whatever. It's not like he has a
well,
show there, but
weird.
they're running his reruns. And I mean, is it illegal? Right? Like, again, you guys, they're finding the places where there's not a law. Now, I feel like, somebody's going to investigate Tucker Carlson just in
Mhm.
general for his SEC, FCC, whatever one of those, acronyms are, those 3-letter acronyms, the broadcasting, the
Yeah,
people that investigate. I feel like he's going to be investigated. And I feel like they don't have, the guides just said that government branch does not have the kind of control over the internet. So this isn't, so what the reason I'm saying that is Tucker's not on Fox. He's not on any
right.
broadcast show that could be censored or in trouble from the government. He's on his own platform, his own internet platform. Maybe he's doing nothing wrong.
Mm.
I mean, he looks like a traitor. He should look like a traitor, we should all be denouncing that.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel jail time for him, but I agree. Investigated into him, and I see him being hit really hard in the pocketbook.
Yes. Fines. Fine. Do you feel like the IRS could be investigating him?
Yeah, actually, now that you said that, it really resonated with me. I got an instant yes when you asked.
And that
I
other
feel a
three-letter
lawsuit
acronym,
too, though.
the Security
Does Fox
Exchange.
maybe does
What's that?
Fox maybe sue him?
Does Fox
If he
what?
does Fox maybe sue him if he's airing, um
They talked about it. They talked
I
about it
I
because he
see a
started
lawsuit,
broadcasting before he was able to. They did talk about suing him. I don't know what is
yeah,
happening.
but I do
It's
feel like the
just
IRS may be looking into him not paying taxes or into that, yeah.
there's something
Something there.
there. It's tenuous, but there is something there with the Russia thing too. It's just not a strong case. I hate to say, but when the Democrats get in office, we can go through and really pay attention to these things, and we can put in new laws.
I see that too. I think we were talking about it. I don't know how they're gonna word it, but I think, like, news networks, um, social media. I even think us on YouTube may have some, doing
I think so
predictions
too.
may have some issues where, like, before you go on, you have to say for entertainment purposes only, or it's like it's fact checked and verified that what you're putting out there, has been verified to be truthful or entertainment, something like that. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I've got that. I've been saying that some of our freedom of speech is going to be curtailed
Mhm.
because it's you can't hardly pick out, the bad actors, right? It's hard.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to use a blunt instrument, and some people are just going to fall on the wrong side of that. And we'll just have to kind of cross that bridge when we get there. But I have seen them kind of coming after us. Who was it? Somebody said, God, I really wanted to write this down. I swear it was NBC, and it had to do with tarot. And somebody was pulling tarot cards to predict something on NBC. And I was like, what is
Oh,
actually happening
really?
right now? What is actually happening? I don't think that's good because then we are going to be, well, maybe it is good that we're regulated, right? Like sometimes I think we should be
We
regulated.
need to get a little bit of the misinformation out of there because people aren't. But I will say, I died when I saw Fox News had a tarot reader and Trump got the 5 of cups. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Obviously, it was not staged.
No. You know that they weren't happy about that, right?
No, there's a new one, you guys. I know it was Fox, but there's a new one. There's a new one, I swear. So you see tarot, you see these things coming into the mainstream. And
Mm,
I don't know, is it like gambling? I mean, I don't know. How would you think it would look if in 5 years next to Rachel Maddow was Kevin, and he's over there going, well, the cards say, and that's really part of our world. That's part of
mhm.
our understanding of our world. We're going to consult the astrologer. We're going to stroke the tarot reader. We're going to assault. You know what I mean? I mean, really and truly, these are big changes. This is with that
Yeah.
astrology, that new world age we're going into. It's very much this kind of the occult becoming very big.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin, the healing medium's here. Woo whoop.
Hey,
And I
Kevin.
saw Libby. Libby's here too. I don't know what other readers are here, but hey, thank you for coming to my 50th subscriber party. Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats.
And
It's awesome.
Kevin's viewers actually jetted me over the finish line to 5027. So I got like something like 50 new subscribers from your viewers. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Kevin, and Kevin's viewers.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure sometimes I think people watch and they don't subscribe too.
No,
Um,
yeah.
but
You just
hopefully my viewers help get you over there.
Oh, I think it was your viewers. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I hope my viewers give Kevin 50 and go and, like I said, subscribe to everybody. It doesn't cost anything. It's not like you're going to get spammed by us. You're not giving
Mhm.
us your
Hit the
email.
thumbs up.
YouTube
It helps
half the
get us
time
out
doesn't
there.
even show you our content.
Mhm.
So why not just go around and subscribe to people because this is a community that's doing the work and keeping us all sane. So let's support everybody.
Could a moderator on Susan's channel put my YouTube link in? I would appreciate that. Somebody just asked for it
Oh, yeah.
to
Sharon
subscribe.
Stipe is over there. Um, I can put it in too. Oh, thank you guys. I'm just catching up.
I didn't get a
Okay.
clear hit on this, Susan, but did you get a hit on, um I wasn't getting a whole lot when I was trying to tap in. I didn't do a deep dive, but did you hear about like the vials of blood being sent to the RNC and them closing down the RNC today?
Good Lord have mercy. No, I didn't.
I
Oh,
don't know. I'll
wait.
maybe do
I'm
a bit
trying to
more
put
deep dive.
I'm trying to put your channel in the YouTube. Let me just do that before I go all WTH on. Okay. You guys, I put Kevin's YouTube in my
Thank you,
on my
Susan.
channel. Please subscribe to him. His viewers were so kind as to get me over the 50,000. If you guys are on Team Susan, please be on Team Kevin. And like I said, I hope you subscribe to Libby and Kevin's healing and also Kevin's loving. We just need to support everybody. What now? Tell me what happened. You didn't even
Yeah,
tell me
they
this
found
before we went
there was
live.
2
You
vials
dropped
of
this bomb
blood
on me
that
in
were sent to
public.
the RNC
Vials of
this
blood.
morning, and they like evacuated like it was a bomb threat.
Oh Lord have
I
mercy.
probably
Not
shouldn't
even Friday. It's
careful
not
with
even
what
the
I say.
crazy Saturday yet. They were addressed to Trump. But they went to the RNC or to the DNC.
No, the RNC.
CC wants to know if that's credible, if that's a real thing.
Well, like I said, I couldn't. I heard it on the news this morning.
Oh, you heard it
Um,
on the news.
I heard it on the news, so it should be credible. But like I said, I didn't get a strong feeling into it. That's why I was asking you. What do you pick up around it?
It,
It's weird, right?
it's weird. It's not like I mean, there isn't a strong feeling because it's meant to be a distraction.
Mm,
They're going to double down on victim. That's kind of their brand, right? That is their brand. I'm a victim. The Democrats are, the whole thing, like you said earlier. The FBI, when they went into Mar-a-Lago, they had the ability to use deadly force, right? And so now Trump is like, they were going to kill me. That's their
mm.
brand as victim. So I think what you're going to see from here on out is attacks on the RNC, right? And they're going to blame it on the Democrats. And sadly, our media loves this stuff because it gets clicks, it gets eyeballs, which gets them revenue.
Are we
And
getting are we getting into Antifa again? Is that what this is all about?
oh, I can't imagine it wouldn't take too long to get into the trans. There's going to be a trans army pretty soon, and Antifa and everybody else. I mean, Trump
Yeah.
has been saying we're going to have an attack on the country. He's been saying that himself, right? It's almost like he's trying to warn us. We know anything he says is a projection because they're about to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like false flag distractions. That's right, Linda. It is.
Well, and maybe that's why I didn't feel like it being like really a threat. So
But it is weird.
yeah, it is
So
weird.
blood. What was it? Do you know anything about it? Was it like in a vial or
It was like
I
2
mean,
vials
how
of
did they
blood.
know it was blood?
It was 2 vials of blood.
Okay, you go deeper into that for a minute. Just go deeper into that energy. Like if you go into that person, I'm getting towards personal vendetta.
Mm,
It's almost a little bit like that mob speak where they do the horse's head kind of thing, right? Um,
yeah.
but it's a message. To me, it's a message. It's something about your blood or yeah, pull cards. I need help.
I'm gonna throw
Help,
some
send
cards
help.
on it to do
Um,
a little bit of a dive into it. Because like I said, I was trying to tap into the energy of it, and I wasn't really picking up a whole lot. Like a false flag kind of resonates with me, though.
yeah, two of them. And it would be interesting if it's a female because that's what Lorraine picked up, or that's what Karen, my two astrologers picked up
Hmm.
about this Saturday with Mars and Trump being a big deal.
Yeah, it's sure a mystery. The moon card came flying out, which is things being kept in the dark. Some
Yep.
kind of illusion, delusion.
I think it was a message. I'm getting chills. It was a message like, don't play with me. Either there will be blood or somebody's
Yeah, I
blood
feel
isn't
like it was
real.
a threat.
It was a threat.
Yeah, it was to cause fear. It was to cause chaos. Nine of Swords here.
Oh.
Um, to me, it feels like I'm picking up a male energy that sent it, like a young male, um, kind of naive, immature. Um, King of Swords here too, so that would be like it's some kind of strategy there. But to me, it almost feels like it was just to cause fear or panic. Yeah,
Well,
and
you
like
know,
I
the
said, the moon
FBI
came
has
up
that
too.
blood and they're going to type it. They're going to figure out what it is.
Oh
You
yeah, they're
know?
already investigating into that. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a weird question for you. I've never taken this seriously and or maybe I've never even asked the question, but do
Hmm.
you think that Barron is Trump's son?
I do think it's his son. And probably the only one time that they
Yeah, I
consummated the
was
marriage,
thinking the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
because Melania, they sleep in separate bedrooms. I mean, come on,
Yeah, they have been. They
they
sleep in
sleep in
separate
separate
states.
states.
She's in New Jersey or
Yeah,
wherever. She's not
she can't
even.
be far enough away, right?
No, she can't be far enough away.
No,
No,
I
it's
do think it's
interesting
his
because
son, though.
that blood, there's a message with the blood. It could be that your blood on your hands, it could be that it's a blood bath, it could be like a curse, like some sort of, somebody that's doing some sort
Oh.
of, that kind of thing. Um, so they said somebody has a picture of a little girl. Somebody said, I haven't seen any of this news, so I don't know anything. Um, so that's interesting. So this just popped into my head. Don't ask me
Yeah.
why. We all know why things pop in my head. What about the bomber? What about the DC bomber? Do you feel like that's getting any traction or any energy?
I felt like for a while they knew who it was. I think we'll probably hear more about it when they start to do more indictments.
Yeah, I think they know who it is.
I always
Connie,
felt like it was maybe an aide of somebody in the
yes,
house.
I do too. I totally do. Poor sucker, big dummy.
Mm,
Yeah, and Connie says this is true. Trump did say it will be a bloodbath in one of his speeches.
mm.
He did
Trying to
say
send
that.
some kind of
Remember?
message there, right? Yeah.
Tarot by the Bay is here. Hey, all right. If you guys are not checking out Tarot by the Bay, you are for real missing out. Honestly, you're missing
We got
out.
all
And
the readers
Libby,
with us tonight. We're in good company.
we're in good company. Check out Libby. Check out Tarot by the Bay. It's a party now. Check out Kevin, Healing My Medium. I don't know who else is in. You guys are all partying and we're over here working. What happened?
Everybody
What
wanted to
happened,
come
Kevin?
by and celebrate your 50K
Oh yeah, that's
subscribers.
right. Man, if I knew this was going to happen, I would have got a cake.
We should have got a cake. Maybe I was giving an early prediction when I messaged you the other day and said, "Oh, you're almost at 50K, right?"
You did
Luckily,
because
I didn't know it was going to be on my show until maybe earlier.
no, I knew because every day I was like, I think this is going to happen on Kevin's show. And then today I was like, I think this is going to happen on Kevin's
Yeah,
show. And I
that's
mean, like
awesome.
every day it kept ringing in my head. So this is not work. Okay, that's true. Well, we're working a little bit. You guys are partying in the chat. You're tailgating.
Do we want? I have like 9 questions,
Yeah,
sir.
let's do it. Let's do
Right on
speed
a bunch.
round.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to do some speed rounds? We kind of touched on this already, but for anybody that missed the beginning, we have over 3,000 people watching now. But
Woo woo.
Nikki Haley again announced she is voting for Trump in November. Will her voters follow her or feel betrayed after she
That's
said
a good
about
question.
Trump's incompetence during her campaign and vote for Biden?
That's a good question. That is a great question, actually, Kat. What do you think?
I do feel like some of them being upset with her, thinking she's a sellout. Sellout, I just heard. Um, but I don't think it's going to change. I think a lot of them aren't going to go to Trump or to Biden. They just won't vote. The ones that don't feel betrayed may still write her in. I still feel like people are writing her in. I
To
don't
me,
see her as
because they
VP. Somebody
know.
just says she wants VP. I don't see that.
No, they know she's not going to win. They know Trump isn't going to win. So it's a safe To me, it was just a safe protest vote.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It was just a protest vote. I don't think those Nikki voters are really that serious about Nikki
Right.
per se. I think they're not going to vote, or they're going to vote for Biden.
But
Again,
why
I
do you
just
think
see
she
people
did that?
going in. What's that?
Why do you think she all of a sudden is voting for Trump? Because she wants to run for president next election? Doesn't wants to maybe be able to get some of them? Or if something happens to Trump beforehand, maybe his
Oh
voters
God,
will
that's it.
want her in there?
That's it. Dang, Kevin,
Not
you're
gonna
on
happen.
fire. You're on fire. Yes, that's it. That the it just slipped right into place. That is it. And I wonder, because I'm telling you, these people are not stupid. They're not stupid. And they're looking at him going, this man's gonna stroke out. And I'm gonna get his
Or get
people,
locked up.
or get locked up, and I'm gonna get his people. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll throw my weight behind him so that all his clowns will come vote for me. But
they wouldn't do it
again,
anyway.
like Vivek, these people they're crazy, because Trump voters are not going to vote for them. They're not going to
Right.
vote for a woman. They're not going to vote for anybody who's not lily white. They're just not. They're racist, all of them.
Um, how does Trump's attorneys feel about the concluding of the trial? I think they're ready for it to be over too.
I swear to God, one of them has terrible, terrible, terrible bathroom problems.
Ew.
I tried to say it in as nice a way as I could. I mean, really, just
I
like
knew they do
bad.
it.
Like, I think he's wearing a diaper too. Uh, I mean, because you can't just get up and walk out of the court. You know what I mean? You can't.
Right?
And then who's going to smell it? They're all smelling Trump. I mean, it's, you know,
Maybe they're smelling Trump and his attorney.
exactly. Exactly. They don't know which one it is. No, I think that that Blanche guy, he really might need mental health um help. He really might. Like, I think
Mm,
he's destroyed. Now, Bove, that guy is he's a cretin, whatever that is. The guides called him a cretin, Cretin, I think. Use it in a sentence. Bove is a cretin. Okay. Anyway, that woman, she's a shill, but Blanche is like his brain melted.
mm. I think it's Blanche that is maybe having some bathroom issues.
That's who I saw,
Hmm.
and he's a big man. I'm just saying.
Peggy wants to know, how soon can we expect loose cannon, to be removed from the case?
You know, timing
I
is
just said
difficult.
August.
It's really difficult. But I do see, can Jack just go around her? Because a lot of times I just see him going around her. Like,
Hmm.
okay, if you want to throw a temper tantrum and sit on the floor, I'm just going to walk around you and go out the door and take care of my business. So
Yeah,
I do see her leaving the court. I don't see her being a lifetime federal judge. I've never seen her spending her whole career on that court case. Never. But like right now, this situation, I feel like he's simply going to go around her and he's going to get her recused. And I
yeah,
feel like that's going to be by September.
okay. I feel like him doing it this summer. Maybe it takes him a while to decide. I felt
I'll
August
take
is what
July.
seemed to me, but we'll take August, September.
Go with Kevin's prediction.
It feels like it's a couple more months, but not too long these
Not too
days.
long. Not too long.
Hey Terry, at Holding Your Space. Good to see
Oh,
you.
hey, Terry.
All
Libby.
right.
Man, I'm telling you, we got us a whole party in here.
There's so much to keep up with, Susan, and I answered this on Monday, but what was your feeling
Oh,
on the Iranian president?
I didn't see your video, so I don't know what you said, and I
All
didn't do
right.
a video on this, but I will tell you, when that helicopter went down, I just asked my guides, like, is this going to be a problem? You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be a problem? And they said, yes, this is a problem. So this is going to be a problem.
Yeah,
How it's going to shake out, it
it's
kind of,
gonna
I
escalate
mean,
things for sure.
what's that?
I think it's going to escalate
It's
things
going to
for sure.
escalate, and it's not even going to make sense, because I think the country that's going to take ownership isn't even the country that did it. I just think it's chaos, right? It's just
Mm.
total chaos. So
I didn't feel like it was foul play. I was picking up on a mechanical issue, but I felt like somebody was going to get blamed for it, that they were going to turn the heat on somebody. That's what I was picking up with it anyway.
I
I
lean a
guess
little bit more towards foul play, but
okay.
not like they're showing me, not like the airplane where Putin blew up Prigozhin, not that kind of
Mhm.
foul play, but the kind of foul play where you have a maintenance guy or a woman, probably a guy since it's Iran, who's just not tightening bolts all the way. Like I mean, you know what I mean? Like, given a certain amount of time in a certain situation, if these things all, so yeah, foul play, but almost negligent homicide, you would say, in
Okay.
America.
All right. Well, one of the rare times that we disagree, but regardless, I think we're both on the same page that
It's a
it's
problem.
going to escalate things. Yeah.
It's a
I
problem.
I said it earlier this year. If it feels like it's going to feel like we're going to get to a boiling point, I think, in the Middle East, where it's like, are we going into another world war? So it feels like it escalates, but I don't see us crossing that line. It feels like, it escalates and something happens to kind of de-escalate things quickly.
I think that something that happens is Biden getting out there with different Arab countries and other countries and saying, we don't want this. And I'll tell you why we
Yeah.
don't want it. Because even though you're going to make more money in defense, you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of money. Do you really want to lose this money? No, you don't want to
Mhm.
lose this money. Let's all grow up. Let's count our shekels and be happy. Right. So I think Biden is going to get out there. I don't know how much I love Blinken. I mean, I guess he's doing a good job, but I think Biden is a better statesman in general. And I know
Mhm.
Blinken is just doing whatever Biden says to do, but
Yeah.
there's a finesse. I mean, if you love him or hate him, Clinton had that finesse. Clinton could
Mhm.
finesse somebody, right? And I think Biden sort of has that aw shucks kind of finesse that
Yeah.
Blinken does. Blinken is just kind of like a suit, you know? Um, so anyway, but I agree. I agree with you. I think it's going to get to the edge, and then but that's what we keep doing, right? We get to the edge and then it de-escalates.
Yeah. I do feel though, and I don't think it's from this incident, but I've been saying for years now with my shows with Mel and everything, um, that I did feel like a revolution and a new government in Iran, but it feels like it's a
Yes.
couple years away still.
Yes.
It
Yes.
doesn't feel like it's right away.
Yes.
Hmm.
The women that, that had that big uprising and they got put down pretty violently, but that's not the end. This is not the end of women standing up, the estrogen wave. It's not the end. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you. I totally agree with you. I don't know if you get a timing on that, like they
I
just
feel like
showed
it took us
me.
3 years. It feels like it's a couple years away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Do you
maybe
have anything
three,
on
four years, 2028,
4 years?
3, 4 years. I just got 2028.
28. So when I went into that energy, I kind of got an it's a little bit of energy around Ukraine. We haven't read on Ukraine in a million years.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but it feels like that.
What do you want to know about Ukraine,
Well,
like the
do
war
you have
ending?
any updates on timing?
I had always felt like it'd be over in spring. I thought it was going to be, relatively short.
Me too.
But I mean, here we are, almost in summer now. Maybe by I don't feel like it's too much longer though. Do you feel like the
So
end of this year, early next year?
the end of this year. So do you connect that to Putin's being
Yeah, his demise. Yeah,
okay?
and I feel like we still got several, half a year, but I was getting that revolution in Russia.
In Russia too.
Putin's
Me too.
out. Putin's out. People are kind of on the
Yes.
streets protesting, celebrating.
Yeah.
overthrowing their government. Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets a bit intense in Russia.
And it's starting to happen
Yeah,
because these men are not coming home. I mean, a whole generation is gone, right? That's just insane.
yeah.
It's terrible.
Let's for everybody that missed it, we'll just do this really quick because we already read on this. Everybody wants to know about what's going on in Ohio with Biden being taken off the ballot. We both said earlier in the show we felt him on the ballot. I kind of felt like maybe they take it to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court says no, he has to be on the ballot, and not like a huge trial. It feels like it's like an emergency like hearing
Right.
on it, and
That's right.
it's quick.
That's exactly what I got. And apparently Libby agreed with us on what we were reading for Ukraine, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't always get a chance to watch all the other readers. And sometimes I don't want to know what other people are reading because I want
Yeah.
to just keep it. I don't want to, but I love it when we all come up with the same thing. It makes me feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna get that validation, right?
Yeah.
When you hear
Well,
other
and it means
people.
the energy is coalescing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really building.
Unique One says, "Hi, Kevin and Susan. Will Netanyahu be ousted in the next couple months?" I feel like he's out this summer, maybe another August. I just felt August, so August may be a busy month.
Yeah, I think his days are numbered, and I feel like it's his own people. Um, so yeah, I just think Israel wants to go in a different direction. And
Hmm.
if they can be guaranteed safety, you know what I mean? If they can be guaranteed safety, just the way the Palestinians can be guaranteed safety, then I think we have a path there. And I think that Biden is going to do that. And you know what else I want to ask you, Kevin, is I
Yeah,
got this hit about Carter. I got this hit that Carter is hanging on until Trump gets, convicted.
interesting.
And so I think if Carter goes this weekend, he's definitely getting convicted, right? Because Carter's
Okay.
like, my work here is done. But also, they brought Carter to me just now because he was the last person who really got close to getting Middle East peace, Carter wasn't.
Mm.
So I feel like Biden is taking up that mantle.
Oh, absolutely. Um, well, and I know that I think Biden went against like was the ICC putting out.
Oh, man.
But I see it changing.
International war
Like I said,
crimes.
I've said I feel like the Rafa thing really is him getting into Rafa and it not being good. Biden has had like that's a final straw.
But I
Like
mean,
he's
he
trying
came
to give
out.
him as much leeway as possible and try to work with our ally, um, but I even feel like Netanyahu's cabinet, like they're all starting to kind of go against him too. I see charges for him.
I do too.
And I see the people kind of getting him out of there. I feel like they're going to
Yes.
probably have an election sooner than later.
Kind of like the pitchforks, kind of like, no, we don't want this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see him in there much longer. I was feeling like sometime this summer he may be out. Okay. I saw this a couple of times. Will Alito resign now that they found a religious right wing flag fly on his New Jersey property? Do you think any of those MAGA Republican justices are going to resign? They don't even recuse themselves. No, I don't see him resigning.
No. Now, if I feel like we're gonna impeach them. I feel like we're gonna get the House and the Senate, and then we're gonna impeach them. We're going to
Yeah.
remove them. Um, but but I also think that sadly, flying a flag upside down, being political, is not against the law. We have
Hmm.
to create a whole new ethics committee that's separate from the Supreme Court. That holds them to account. We've got to do this. We have to do this. We cannot let people thumb their nose at our judicial system, including
Right.
the Supreme Court of all people.
Right. I feel like he's going to be investigated into, though.
Oh, I do
I've said it
too.
for a while. A lot of this dark money is coming to buy the Republicans, fund these justices. I feel a lot more stuff coming out for the election about that too, and a lot of investigations into all of this money that they're getting.
I mean, and they could step down. Alito and Thomas could step down if Biden wins and they know they're
Well,
not
right.
gonna, they don't want to be there 4 more years with Biden being in charge. And what does it matter to them? And why would they stay there and be investigated? Now, they're pretty hard headed. Both of them are very hard headed people. That's why it's so hard to read them. It's like
Yeah.
McConnell. McConnell should have already stepped down. Look at his health, but he's so hard headed. He does not do what the energy suggests any other human would do. Same thing
Hmm.
with Thomas and Alito. They think they're above the law, above God, even.
Do you feel like McConnell's going to be out as the Senate leader before the election?
Well, he said he's stepping down. He's stepping down from the leadership role.
I don't see him finishing out his term, though.
I don't see him finishing out his term. Look, once Biden wins and Trump is arrested, all these people are going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief that the monster is now gone, that whatever dirt that they had against them or whatever reason they had their fealty, maybe they can breathe a sigh of relief and retire. You know what I mean?
Mm. That's interesting that you say that, because I do feel, and it feels more like into the next term, the young Congress people, the progressives. I really see them taking a lot of leadership positions, really doing a lot of positive changes for our party. I think we're going to see it beforehand too, but I really see them stepping in their power after the election.
You can see it now. They're stepping in their power. Look
Mhm.
at Jasmine Crockett. Look at all these people
Yeah,
who are stepping in their power right now, right? Look at Jeffries. He's a young guy. So yeah,
but
I
stepping
think
in the roles of leaders. I mean, in the party, heads of committees, that kind of thing.
things that things that normally require seniority, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's great. I see them really fighting this summer too. Like me and you both have said, we see a big push, a lot of momentum, a big positive fight, getting people out there and getting people to understand how important this election is and that we can't be complacent. And I see it being very effective.
And I don't even know if we're going to have to push. I mean, we are going to push and we all need to work. But I mean,
Hmm.
with them trying to, classify birth control as heroin, drug level of heroin, I think the estrogen wave is going to, basically flatten me out. Like I'll be out there,
Yeah,
vote, vote, vote. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a herd of women that are just going to flatten me as they run past me to vote, you know?
it's
So
crazy, isn't
I
it?
think they're going to have their worst nightmare show up at their doorstep. And I think you're right. A lot of these young people are going to be getting into office.
Yeah. Well, you think these Republicans would have learned from the past elections when they were supposed to do so well, and all we heard about were the polls predicting a giant red wave, and they got a tiny pink trickle. Um,
If that.
you know, and then these elections in Kentucky and Ohio, where abortion rights were on our ballot, Bashir got voted in, and even in red states, Democrats have been outperforming. So you would think that they would take that as a sign, as maybe we should stop talking about it or stop kind of pushing and trying to get even more with it. They don't learn, they don't care.
I think they decided they've gone so far now, there's no going back. So they
Yeah.
might as well go all the way for their agenda, that Christo fascist agenda. They're going to go all the way. They're like, we're all in now. There's no turning back. There's no way I'm going to scrub my reputation. So I might as well just go all in. I don't know. I mean, they got I edited what I was just going to say. Because I'm not on my channel, but the
If
men.
if it if it doesn't start with an F word,
No, it
I think
doesn't.
you're
It
okay.
doesn't.
I
No,
think you're okay.
no. I was just gonna say, these men are complaining because women don't want to date them. The MAGAs, they
Mm,
can't get dates. And I was just gonna say, these men are never gonna get laid again, ever. Like they're never gonna get laid again. It's it. It's over, folks. You
right?
guys screwed this. So it's
Even
gonna
the
get really
wives that are
ugly.
married to the MAGA men, I see a lot of them not telling their husbands who they, or they'll
Right.
say that I voted for Trump, of course, but vote for
Go in
Democrats.
that little box and push the B.
Mhm. Well, Susan, this was so much fun. I think, we've been on for almost an hour and a half, so I think we're gonna
Oh my
wrap it up
God.
here, but
Thank you
it
so
I
much.
always enjoy, our collabs together. I know everybody in the chat does as well, so we'll do it again here really soon. But thank you, and I'm so happy that you could hit 50K on
You
our
guys
show
are
together.
amazing. I'm at
Awesome.
50,050. So I got on here with like 4950 roughly. So you guys not only pushed me over the edge, but you pushed me beyond. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you to your viewers. Thank you to my viewers. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you to
Um,
everyone.
luckily, we're going to all be okay, right? Nobody has to leave the country. We're going to be fine. It's just going to be really crazy for a little bit, but that's okay.
All right. Well, make sure that you hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to Susan's channel, please go over there to subscribe. I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel as well.
Please.
I have Susan's website in the description box of this video if you need to get a
Thank
hold
you,
with
Kevin.
of her. And I have my email, my website as well, if anybody like a reading or a Reiki session. But we'll do this again soon, Susan.
Yeah,
Maybe
we do it.
soon.
We do it
Yeah,
pretty often.
we'll have a
We do it.
lot to read on. But all right, everyone, you all have a great night. Sending you a lot of love and blessings, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody. Really
Bye,
appreciate it.
everyone.